says she wants space. I'm reaching out to her, trying to fix things, but it's not going well. And I keep hearing you're supposed to fix yourself first. What the hell does that mean? I think she may be actually seeing another man at this point, or she's staying out later and later and later, which is, by the way, what happened with me in my past relationship 6 years ago. I've shared that story on our show. I'm Mr. Jeff Allen. This is Miss Cynthia Cruz, the only woman allowed on this channel and on our The C Note show, which we just finished again for today. It's the 1 year anniversary of the C Note show. We've been doing it every Monday through Friday for the past year. Cynthia, thank you for being here. Fantastic.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and a huge core of our work that we do with men and couples. We've been in private practice for going on 5 years now, been in this field for over a decade, 25,000 hours for each of us as far as our practice in this field. And one of the core tenets is tending to yourself first, right? There's you, there's her, and there's the relationship. There's those three different entities. And if you're giving yourself none to begin with, then how are you going to give anything into the relationship? How are you going to be that father you want to be, the man you want to be in the world, the man you want to be in your career, the man you want to be in your intimate relationship? If there's no you there, if there's nothing for her to love or respect or to lean against as far as your integrity, your values, your boundaries, then how could she love you? She can't. If there isn't any you, if you haven't tended to yourself, if you haven't put your own oxygen mask on first, there's nothing there for her to love or to be attracted to or to turn around back and be a part of. So Cynthia, one of the first things that we do and was brought up on today on the show was when she says that she wants space is to believe her in that moment, right? And that hole that starts to happen, whether it's already happened in the relationship or that tremendous fear that you feel, that vacuum that comes within yourself as a man, that you have to tend to that first. What does it feel like when, as a woman, the man starts to, okay, release the white knuckle grip, take a half step back, believe her that she needs space in this moment, turns his shoulders and starts to tend to himself? Mm-hmm. What does it feel like to the woman in that spot, to his wife in that spot, that he finally, if you will, right, starts to turn his own shoulders and tend to himself, even if he's still feeling a lot of pain? What does it feel like for the woman in that spot, please?
Yeah, well, even the energy you just modeled when you physically were like, he pulls back, there was something very solid about that. And it wasn't out of like spite, resentment, punishment. It was a full embodying of self that is in warrior, like not affected by, any other, anything else around him. He's focused on his goal and where he's going. That is very, it can relieve the woman that you're with, that all of a sudden she feels like all this angst and this filled up space that she needed to take space from is now you're holding and magnificently handling over here. It can feel like an instant reattraction because all of a sudden there's not this, pulling at her, and you drop the rope and all, the feminine in her is like, oh, wait a minute, where are you going? And the third thing is that by you doing that, you are upholding the epitome of respect and honor and the space between you two. There's that kind of value system going on, and she's either going to feel respected and honored by your action, or you're up-leveling the energy so much that any of her misbehaviors or punishments or resentments can't help but have to meet that new level of energy that only you're willing to put up with between the two of you.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely. So I'll give you a cherry on top here in a second of what you can do. And in those moments when she's thinking, oh, what is this? And you're going to get waves back. This is a journey, right? We're talking about the very beginning of a journey of tending to yourself first. So before I give you the cherry on top, something you can do, and that's warrior energy of action in the world, is go on our free Facebook forum and post a question to the other men there. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling unsure, if you're feeling lost in your own self as a man or in your relationship, Go bounce it off of other men. Don't just rely on your echo chamber in your life. Go to greatmenmovemountains.com/Facebook and join us in our free private men's community, our Facebook group, and post in there, and we'll talk. We respond, men do all over the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So join us in our Facebook group. So the cherry on top in this spot here, it may seem simple. If you're not doing it though, there's no blaming anyone else other than yourself, which is go take it to the men. If you're in a spot where she's saying she wants space, take a half step back, turn your shoulders, take it to the men in our Facebook group, or write it in your journal to your own self and press pause on talking with her about those things. That space that she's wanting is you pressing pause on relationship conversations, on Steve Horseman would say the hummingbird husband, the hummingbird questions. Are we okay? How are we doing? Give yourself a break as well. Go take those to the men in our forum, or write those, dump those into a journal for yourself and press pause. Keep that private for your own self. Maybe you've never spoken with men or done a journal one-on-one for yourself in your entire relationship. And it's time to do that for your own self as the cherry on top for today. Cynthia, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Go move mountains one step at a time, guys.
Subscribe.
Want more affection, love and sex in your marriage? Want less paralyzing fear and rejection? Join us live Monday to Friday Zoom call, men only, greatmenmovemountains.com/C-Note. The C-Note Show, free daily call.
This I've got to see.
It's worth watching, so stay tuned.